Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and enjoying your study. Today we will start our new chapter from class 7th civics books, chapter number 8, chapter name A Shirt in the Market. This chapter begins with the production of cotton and end with the sale of a shirt. In between we discussed about chain of market links with producer, wholesaler, retailer and buyer. Buying and selling is take place at every steps. So student, does everyone benefit equally? Means producer, wholesaler, retailer and buyer are equally benefited with this process. So let's discuss with this story. So let's start with our chapter. Let's start. Swapna and her husband take the harvest to the local trader. At the beginning of the cropping season, Swapna had borrowed rupees 2500 from the trader at a very high interest rate to buy seeds, fertilizers, pesticides for cultivation. At that time, the local trader made Swapna agree to another condition. He made her promise to sell all her cotton to him. Cultivation of cotton requires high levels of inputs such as fertilizers and pesticides, and the farmers have to incur heavy expenses on account of these. Most often, the small farmers need to borrow money to meet these expenses. At the trader's yard, two of his men weighed the bags of cotton at a price of rupees 1500 per quintal. The cotton fetches rupees 6000. The trader deducts rupees 3000 for repayment of loan and interest and pays Swapna rupees 3000. At the end, she received only 3000 rupees. Swapna's earning from cotton cultivation is barely more than what she might have earned as a wage laborer. We conclude this story through these points. First, cultivation of cotton is very expensive and a difficult task. Second, a small farmers grow cotton on his small piece of land. Once the harvesting is done, cotton balls are collected. Third, these are taken to the local trader as the farmer had borrowed money from the trader to buy seeds, fertilizer, etc. for cultivation. After this, we discuss the cloth market of Erode. Erode's bi-weekly cloth market in Tamil Nadu is one of the largest cloth markets in the world. A large variety of cloth is sold in this market. Cloth that is made by weavers in the villages around is also brought here for sale. Other traders from many South Indian towns also come and purchase cloth in this market. Weavers bringing cloth that has been made on order from the merchant. These merchants supply cloth on order to garment manufacturers and exporters around the country. Merchants purchase the yarn and give instructions to the weavers about the kind of cloth that is to be made. In this following example, we can see how this is done. In this picture, it's a merchant shop in the bazaar. These traders have developed extensive contact with garment farms around the country from whom they get orders. These traders purchase the yarn from other. In second picture, the weavers live in villages around and take the yarn supplied by these traders to their homes, where the looms are located in sheds adjacent to their houses. These photographs show a power loom in one such home. The weaver and their families spend long hours working on these looms. A variety of saris, towel, shirting, ladies' dress material and bed sheets are produced in these looms. In third picture, they then bring back the finished cloth to the traders. Here they can be seen getting ready to go to the merchant in the town. The trader keeps an account of this yarn given and pays them money for weaving into this cloth. Now I will tell you putting out system. What is putting out system? And we will discuss also advantages and disadvantages of this putting out system. The merchants distribute work among the weavers based on the order he has received for cloth. The weavers get the yarn from the merchant and supply him the cloth. For the weaver, this arrangement seemingly has two advantages. Number one, the weavers do not have to spend their money on the purchase of yarn. Second, weavers don't have to think about the selling of finished cloth. Now we discuss a few disadvantages for the weavers. First, dependency on raw materials and markets make merchants more powerful. Second, weavers are paid very less for making the cloth. Weavers invest all their saving or borrow money at high interest rates to buy looms. For this, they earn about very less per month. The arrangement between the merchant and the weavers is an example of putting out system, whereby the merchant supplies the raw material and receives the finished product. It is prevalent in the weaving industry in most regions of India. After this, I will tell you about weavers' cooperatives. Students, we have seen that the weavers are paid very little by the merchant under the putting out system. Weavers' cooperatives are one way to reduce the dependence on the merchant and to earn a higher income for the weavers. In a cooperative, people with common interests come together and work for their mutual benefit. In a weavers' cooperative, the weavers form a group and take up certain activities collectively. The role of the merchant is reduced and weavers get a fair price on the cloth. At times, the government helps the cooperatives by buying cloth from them at a reasonable price. Buying cloth from them at a reasonable price. For instance, the Tamil Nadu government runs a free school uniform program in the state. The government buys cloth from the handloom weavers cooperatives and sell it through stores known as co-optex. Students, Bhutiko at Kullu in Himachal Pradesh is also an example of weavers cooperative. Now I will tell you the garment exporting factory near Delhi. A road merchants send the cloth to garment export center in Delhi. The garments factory makes shirts to be sold to the chain of business from the US and Europe. They set a standard of quality and time. Faced with the pressure, the garment center tries to extract maximum work from their workers for the lowest cost. Most hired workers are temporary and get a low salary. Women are employed as helpers for thread cutting, buttoning, ironing, and packaging. These jobs have the lowest wages. Students, now we will discuss the shirts in the United States. The shirts sent from Garment Export Center are sold in dollars in the US. The shirts sold at rupees 300 per piece by the Garment Export Center. This shirt sell at rupees 1800 in the US. Thus, a chain of markets link the producer of cotton to the buyers at the supermarket. Buying and selling take place at every step in the chain. Who are the gainers in the market? A chain of markets link the producer of cotton to the buyers at the supermarket. Buying and selling take place at every step in the chain. Despite their having toiled very hard, they earn little. Can you place them in the table shown here? In this table, people who gained in the market and people who didn't gain as much in the market. So student, tell me who gained in the market? Number 1, garment exporter. Number 2, business person. Number 3, merchants or traders. And who didn't gain as much in the market? Number 1, weavers. Number 2, small cotton farmer. Number 3, factory worker. Now we will discuss market and equality. The foreign business person made huge profits in the market. The garment exporter made only moderate profits. The earning of the workers at the garment export factory are barely enough to cover their day-to-day needs. The merchants or trader are somewhere in between. Compared to the weavers, they have earned more, but it is still much less than the exporter. Thus, not everyone gains equally in the market. It is usually the rich and the powerful that get the maximum earnings from the market. The poor have to depend on the rich and the powerful for various things. They have to depend for loans, for raw materials and marketing of their goods, and most often for employment. Because of this dependence, the poor are exploited in the market. There are ways to overcome these, such as forming cooperatives of producers and ensuring that laws are followed strictly. Now, I will ask some questions. The story of shirt does begins with options are spinning, production of cotton, weaving, selling. Answer is production of cotton. Next question. What promise did Swapna make to the traders? Options are not to give interest to him, not give heavy amount of interest, to sell her all cotton to him, and none of these. Answer is to sell her all cotton to him. Next question. Where is cotton sold in Andhra Pradesh? Options are Kurnool, Hyderabad, Vijayawada, none of these. Answer is Kurnool. Next question. Which is the largest cloth market in the world? Options are Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Ahmedabad, Agra. Answer is Tamil Nadu. Next question. The cloth merchants sell their clothes from a road market to options are cloth trader, garment manufacturers, traders of Delhi, and farmers of cotton. Answer is garment manufacturers. Next question. Who from the following is a part of putting out system? Options are farmers, weavers, consumers, foreign buyers. Answer is weavers. Next question. Who sells his goods abroad? Options are importer, exporter, manufacturers, merchant. Answer is exporter. Next question. What links producer to a consumer? Options are chain of market, buying, selling, all of these. Answer is chain of markets. Next question. Fill-ups. Student, fill in the blanks with appropriate words. First, chain of markets link the producer to the dash. Second, the arrangement between a merchant and weaver is an example of dash system. Third, women are employed in garment factories as helpers on dash wages. Fourth, cultivation of cotton requires high level of inputs such as dash and dash. Fill these blanks. First is consumer. Second, putting out. Third, low. Fourth, fertilizers and pesticides. In this chapter, we discussed about a chain of market and putting out system. So students, I hope you understand all the concept of this chapter. So stay safe, stay healthy. Till then, bye-bye. Take care. Namaskar.